Yes, we're back again. Today is another edition of our cybersecurity mentoring group, the platform where we share, we learn, and connect with other professionals. I trust you guys are doing well today. Welcome to our second edition in January. Just going through some intro, in case you are joining us for the first time, we've created this platform to speak to professionals in cybersecurity, especially learning from their experience, what they went through, how the journey is or was, and a few things that we can take away to go apply in our current experience. On your screen, you will see two publications. One on the left is sought after cybersecurity skills, competencies, and certifications. We published last year. It's a publication we hope that professionals can glean from to understand what employers are looking for in the industry, the right skills, competencies, and the top certifications that are most common in job publications. You can take a look at it and see how, depending on your career, which of them you should set yourself up to get. You can get a copy from our LinkedIn page. And the second one was published this week, I think. Yes, this week. It's looking at the 2024 common vulnerability enumerations that were published in 2024. Over 40,000 vulnerabilities were published. 40,291 precisely were published. And my understanding is that some of these, or these vulnerabilities that were published, we can actually gain a lot from them. So I took some time to analyze them and then draw insight out from what cybersecurity professionals can actually go spend time on to improve the defense in their organizations. You will see from the list, some of the top OWASP vulnerabilities, and some of them that are already exploitable. I think about 127 amongst them have been exploited already. So it's something that you need to take a look at. Again, it is published and is available on our LinkedIn page. So without much ado, yeah, I think before our business of the day, I also created this 2025 cybersecurity growth plan. I think I published 2 or 3 of them, which is for cybersecurity analysts from 0 to 3 if you're new in the field, and also for cybersecurity, maybe senior analyst or so. I think 2 or 3 were published. You can find them also on our LinkedIn page. And the idea of this growth plan is that based on the cybersecurity skills, competencies, and certifications, publications, I identified some areas that employers have listed, they're common in job adverts, and then put them in a format where if you want to calendarize the year into quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can decide which of them you want to improve your skills on, which of them are new to you that you want to then start learning, the certifications that you want to take based on the top 20 certifications, and also the seminars or webinars you would like to attend. That is blank. I published a link where you can see all of these cybersecurity seminars in 2025. Some of them are international, most of them are international, but you could also plug in here those certifications, those seminars that are held locally in your area, and then use that to at least track your progress for quarter 1. Quarter 1, we're already 1 month, almost one month gone. So you can determine which of them you want to prioritize. On the right-hand side, in case what is listed in quarter 1 under skill to improve, new course to take, in case they are not something you want to go after, you can pick any of them on the right-hand side to then fix in. And if you're also a fast learner and a fast reader, you can have more than one areas you want to improve on, and then use that to track your progress. it's just a simple plan just for you to track how you're faring for the year. Sometimes people read and they can't really place what they need to learn or what they have learned. This growth plan will help you identify what you need to learn and also what you have learned in case you are reviewing your month or you are reviewing your year. All right, today's business is about people who would like to transition into cybersecurity. And when I was looking for facilitator to invite for this particular topic, I was fascinated with Abiodun's profile, and I thought to have a chat with him and to see if he would be willing to talk to us. And he said, yeah, he would like to give it a go. And so as I do often when I'm looking for speakers, I go through their LinkedIn profile, I try to follow their journey, and I see people that we can learn from, and then I approach them. As I mentioned last time, I have already approached everyone for Q1. So means for February and for March, we already have speakers lined up. So when I went through Abiodun's profile, it was kind of early in the year, so I wasn't sure people would be ready to come out there, but it was okay with the idea. So today we decided to speak on the topic because he has a background in sales. That let's look at how someone who is doing something different can actually move from whatever they are doing to GRC, to cybersecurity. And without much ado, I would like to open the mic for Abiodun to, so I don't want to tell the story. I want him to tell the story. So we have structured our session today, questions into 4 areas, and he will be speaking to each of them. And if you then have questions, you can drop in the chat. And when we get to the time for question and answer, I will then pick it up. All right, Abiodun, welcome to Cybersecurity Mentoring Group.
Thank you. Thank you, Ali. Thank you.
All right. So first so personally, I think you have a very fascinating story to share, particularly because we've taken a very attractive title of closing deals to closing gaps, and I wanted to just give people an idea into your professional background. Can you tell us that story? As as I said when we're having a private chat, as much information as you want to share with us. Yeah, I think what we want to draw out is some kind of inspiration from your background. What's it like in terms of your professional background? All right, we can't hear you in case you're speaking.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think it's better. Maybe you can. I don't know. Maybe you can.
Probably let me move closer to.
Yes, better now. Better now.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much, Wale, and thank you for that introduction. So my name is Abiodun Adeosun, as you all already know. Currently, I am the head of management systems and compliance for Philip Consulting. However, I did not used to head this post, so I started from somewhere. So let me just quickly give you a brief introduction to my educational background. Okay, so let me start from there. So I am, should I say, I am a BSc holder. Okay, so I have a degree in accounting and finance. So now, that will bring more question like accounting and finance into sales again. Like, so what happened was that all my life I've been into sales. So due to the fact that my mom used to be a trader and she's still a trader till date. So I was born into sales. So all my life I've been, okay, if I'm not a salesperson, probably I will be an accountant, either of the two. And so I took the route of accounting at the end of the day. Okay, that was my first choice in university, and eventually I was given. So even during when I was in school, whenever we on break, because my school is the kind of school then they operate like an American school or probably an abroad school. So when they said 3 months, trust me, you're going to use 3 months. Your 3 months won't exceed. So there's usually this long break of 4 months whereby I will just be at home doing nothing. So I always work, as a salesperson just for the main time. This thing they do abroad too, that during break, you just work probably for extra credit or probably for extra money. So then I do it, working as a sales rep in whatever company and organization I can find. So I've been working as a salesperson, even at my mom's shop, whereby I collect money from people who comes to buy things. I service them with whatever they want. Then that has always been my the way and manner in which I operate. So I was very, very sure that I am going to continue doing sales. Okay, so not until when I finally graduated and went for my NYSC. Even doing my NYSC, I was still thinking, probably I will go into sales. But then where I was posted to serve was a school, and it was a very rural area. So I have an ample of time on my hands. So I pick up new hobbies. And one of those hobbies was writing. And I picked up that hobby because as of then, of course, till now, it was a very lucrative hobby where people make a lot of money. So I do write, and due to the fact that I love research also, so I do write a lot of content, even down to the fact that at some point in my life, I own a blog. I think I own like 2-3 blogs where I speak on different topics. I challenge myself into learning lots and lot of things, from writing poems to writing the story. So I was doing all of this, and when I finished service, I said, it's time to be serious in my life. So time to be serious in my life. Immediately I finished service, I got a job at Eco Insurance as a salesperson. I've forgotten the role then, but I got a job at Eco Insurance. So my job was to talk to people, tell them about insurance, tell them why they should insure their kids, they should insure their cars, they should insure their future, whatever the product. So there are a lot of products that issue insurance offered as of then. So this was around 2016. Then after some time, I was tired with the job, because I could not really get clients, talking to people about insurance, especially, and our target audience then, probably due to the area where we operate, was at solo. So most of our clients were probably going to be the market women. Most of them did not understand. So it was a lot of job trying to convince them. So I just said, let me move to another industry. So I moved into the real estate industry. So I work with Abiodun Homes and Property. Okay, so Abiodun Homes and Property, I got the title of a business developer. In short, I was a salesperson trying to just market lands. Come and buy lands at Shimawa. Come and buy lands at Ekpe. Very soon they will build. That place will be a mega city. Up to date, that's what they are saying. I don't know if it is. I'm not the marketing anymore, but that is always the, something to attract them to getting this. Then for the Shimawa, we're always like, how CCG are going to build a very big auditorium there. It's going to be a city in no time. So that one worked for a period of time. But then I think during the time I was working with Abiodun Homes, I think there was I don't know if it is global warming or inflation, but I know there was a crisis then. So people did not really have money. So it was a worldwide crisis that was affecting everyone. No money. I think that was during Jonathan's regime. I think so. So there was no money and all of that. So I felt like, this is not working for me. So I went back to the drawing board. Okay, what's the next thing? So I had to resign. I worked a lot of sales, really. I worked for FCMG. I worked for Matador Energy Drinks. I worked in sales. I even went back, working with my mom. Then I was focusing solely on writing because I had the talent. I was writing. So I was just focused on that, let me just focus on this writing. This sales is a lot. I have to wake up by 6, go to the office, from the office, you can just go to Ireland, to go and get clients. And I stay on the mainland. The stress, you come back home by 8. People will be looking at you like, you're just going out, no money. So what's the essence of you going out? Just sit down at home. So I kind of strategized. I started writing more, research topics, conducting data analysis, not as a data scientist, but on the SPSS kind, using the reviews kind. So that was what I was doing. Then I was like, let me try something else. Or let me apply. That was after probably 2 years after I've graduated and I've left Adrons and properties. I've done other jobs too. All of them were purely sales. So I finally got a job as an accountant. That was my first accounting job that I actually used my degree, or probably my degree got me that job because that's what I studied. Unknown to me, the organization that I got the job was it was an audit firm. So the title I was given was accounting and audit analyst. So I was like, which one is audit analyst again? Because my own accounting is more of banking and finance accounting. So it was accounting and finance. So the audit part was not really something that I'm abreast with. But then the owner of the organization there was like, don't worry, you'll be trained. Okay, that's very rare now among companies in this part of the world, whereby they will train you. Unknown to me, the audit that was there was management audits, not the normal accounting audits. So I was brought in to manage their books, while also, because of my writing background, even the owner of the organization interviewed me then. I told him I'm a writer. I showed him my blog. He was impressed then, like, okay, he needs me. He gave me the audit analyst as part of my secondary objective. So what the audit analyst basically do is to attend audits and write the reports. So based on the fact that I'm a writer and all of that, so I was always writing report then. But then it was always difficult for me to write ISO 27001 reports because I'm like, what's this one? I don't even understand sometimes. So some of those terms were always missing in my reports. And for anyone who might have come across, probably then it was PCB, but now it is MSECB, the certification body. So if you have come across those reports, it's always very hefty. Okay, it's always a lot that you have to put in. So it was like, he's going to train me, put me in numerous trainings, numerous ISO 27001 trainings, like till 20,000. I was in a lot of trainings. I won't lie. They trained me. Then from the training, I still with him, I kind of shifted. So my accounting job, that one was taken away. They employed someone else to handle accounting. So me, I was more audit analyst in the audit, trying to trying to write report of audits. Okay, like trying to write a report of management audits, the ISOs and all of that. So basically, that was how I found myself in this space through the continuous training from my then boss. Okay, so his name was Dr. Orlando. Okay, so Dr. Olumide Orlando. So the training was much, yes, and he really trained us. He really grilled us. So from there, I kind of shifted into implementing. So I've not even really started auditing because all I did was just write the reports. So from implementation of standard, the first standard I implemented was ISO 27001, and I implemented it for Panoramic Synergy Enterprise. That was the first organization I implemented for. It was a lot because it took me, let me say, practically 6 months. I had to complete such an implementation. Implementation now, it wouldn't take me that much, but then it took me 6 months, and that was the only thing I was on. I was not doing anything. So, of course, continuous training, and I kept on improving. I did a lot of trainings. So this is more about your zeal to continually improve. So I was constantly in trainings, constantly taking more tasks. It wasn't easy, but thank God.
I think
so.
I will probably just switch to the next question. Maybe you're already touching on the next question. The next question is around,
Okay.
and thank you for sharing from working from accountant to audit analyst, and then focusing on audit analyst, which now became ISO audit. And yeah, when you called Dr. Orlando, I was in the program earlier. He was also a speaker on GRC Africa. That's why when you mentioned his name, it kind of resonated. All right.
Okay.
So the second one is, now I think you have touched on it, but I just want, if there's something for people to take away, particularly because we have some people who are probably in sales or in a different role entirely, and they're asking themselves, how can I break into cybersecurity? Now, you have been able to do that. I think you have touched on it, but is there something that you want to maybe highlight from transition, from when sales become like, you don't think this is what you want to continue to do? Are there other things that helped that process of getting into cybersecurity?
Yes. So the key event that made me take cybersecurity very, very, very seriously was that I got robbed. So it wasn't physical robbing. I was robbed online. So then I used to be very big on cryptocurrency, blockchains and all of that, because I write on blogs that pay me in cryptocurrency. So I used to be very big on it. So I was robbed. So someone hacked into my Trust wallet. Then I don't know how they got my data. I don't know how they got my I think we call it phrase, then something like phrase or wallet seed. I don't know how they got it. So I was like, and I'm into cybersecurity, or at least I'm writing reports. How can this happen to me? It wasn't really, really funny then. So that was kind of what re-engineered, or probably gave me the passion that, I don't want something of such to happen again. So that was what actually gave me the drive, to say that, let me just focus on cybersecurity and just drop every other thing, because if it wasn't that I was robbed on my cryptocurrency and all of that, there's every tendency that it might also happen to probably even on my bank account, something of such, because it happens to people. So let me just focus my attention on this cybersecurity so as to prevent any threats or any exploitation in the future. So that was what really, really, really rewired my whole system, that, this cybersecurity is something that I'm going to focus upon. And of course, the environment which I found myself then, was an enabling environment. It really enabled me to actually, because I saw people who were doing this cybersecurity, and I saw how well they were looking. I was like, okay, yes, okay. This is something I would like to do, because I would like to also be like them, commanding classes, the calibers of how people respected them. People reaching out to them for information, for this and that. So I was like, I would like to also, be treated in this way. So I had to, take cybersecurity very, 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 very seriously then. And of course, like I said earlier, the numerous trainings, that I was enrolled, in, helped in a way fast track the whole process. For me, it's fast track the whole process.
Excellent. Thank you. I think I'll just move on to the next one, which is, so currently, I think the last time we chatted, you mentioned, so you moved from your last, I don't know where you met Dr. Orlando, but you moved from Dr. Orlando to, so can you get us into your transition from working with your employer that actually gave you a lot of exposure to ISO 27001 and other other standards, to digital jewels, and also to Philip Consulting that you are in today?
Okay, so For both roles, let me state that for both roles, so it wasn't a role I applied for. There was no vacancy anywhere that I applied. So those both roles for data jobs and Philip Consulting, I was recommended for those roles. So that kind of shows that, whatever you are doing, people are watching. Okay. So, whatever you feel you are doing that, oh, nobody's looking at me, nobody's seeing what I'm doing, people are actually watching. So while I was working with Orlando, like I said, it wasn't easy for me because I have no technical knowledge. I didn't study computer science in school. I'm not really a tech survey person. In fact, the most tech that I've been was to probably connect my Bluetooth on my phone to the probably to my app. I have a very big airport there, and I just be jamming music. That is what let me say. That's the most tech survey that I've ever been. But then, from learning with Orlando, Orlando is definitely going to challenge you. It's going to give you a lot of activities to improve upon yourself. So I was doing a lot of things. I was training, I was auditing, I was implementing standards. So I was recommended for the role in digital jobs, which I did all of their interviews, appointed as a consultant, an IT GRC consultant with the role of mentoring or managing junior consultants, putting them through auditing, and probably implementing. So I was there, and I wasn't even up to 7 months in the job that I got recommended to Philip Consulting again. And based on the fact that the way and manner in which I have structured my life, okay, because at the end of the day, we all have like a zeal of where we want to be. Okay, we all have should I say vision for ourselves, regardless of whatever we might be doing. Okay, so the role was too good to turn down. Okay, so it was a role that I've been eyeing. In fact, based on my career progression, I was looking at probably next year will be the year I'm going to probably, okay, let me start, But I think what helped me was the fact that, yes, you might be good at something, but if you don't have certifications that to back it up, people won't know that you're actually good. So I think I kind of invested a lot in certification last year. In fact, I still have like over 3 certifications to write now. So, but I invested a lot in certifications last year. So that probably got me recognized and recommended. And of course, I took the job, and I'm here now as the head of management systems and compliance in Philip Consulting. So that's my current role. And in my current role, majorly what I do is I just supervise other consultants. I supervise whatever they do. I give a report to my direct superior, which happens to be a partner in Philip Consulting. Try to just manage the daily affairs of clients and also the needs of my other colleagues too. Okay. And I am not really just focused in cybersecurity alone. So I do a lot of things. I also I'm also certified in standards such as service management, business continuity aspect of things. So, but cybersecurity is really what gave me my name. It's what I started with. Is what I'm most comfortable. Okay, I'm also most comfortable in others too. But there are some that that this one is your greatest strength. Okay, so cybersecurity happens to be one of that, and that's what I'm currently doing. But I'm not just focused. I'm not just in cybersecurity. I'm around all. Yeah.
All right, thank you. I think that was a very good. But I think you touched on some things that I have asked other speakers that we've invited, and so you actually don't, based on your background in accounting, and also you said that maybe the best you have done is to connect your Bluetooth and be jamming music. But I want to, so people have asked this question, and maybe some of them may be on the call, and the question is, I don't have a technical background, and therefore I will go to GRC. Now, in your opinion, and also from auditing and also implementing, what's your thought around the idea that I don't need to have something on technical background, or I don't need to bother myself about the technical area of cybersecurity because I'm in GRC? What's your thought? How did you find that applicable to you, not having a technical background, but to audit a technical background, a technical field?
Okay, so for me, first of all, let me firstly say that the concept of GRC is not the technical, space. That is false. Let me firstly spell that out. It is first, like it is false rather, and people just kind of try to make it seem like, oh, it's very, very, very easy. It's not that easy. Trust me. Like I said, what I was doing when I started was being an audit analyst, and despite the fact that I was very good at writing, I find it very hard to complete a report. While my colleagues were completing a report in a week or two, I might spend months on one report. That that goes a long way to show you that if you don't have some technical knowledge, you cannot even get the report right. Talk less of saying you are implementing or you are auditing. So it's a whole misconception, really, saying that GRC is not technical. Say GRC is less technical, unlike that of the VAPT, unlike that of the pen testing, or public coding, secure coding, things along that line, they or probably the configuration management aspect. It's not as technical, but it is technical, but just less technical. So that's where a lot of us get it wrong. So you need to be trained. At least you need to, I even as even the level I am today, there are still some foundational courses that I still take. Just that I will not post the certifications any longer because it's not going to add anything to me. But I still take them just to, because I don't have those technical foundations. So I still have to go back to some of those courses and go through them so that I can understand when a client is talking. When I started, there are some clients that we use that say, no, they're making use of Sikion, they're making use of this, they're making use of Sentinel. I could not make sense of those things. In fact, when they were showing me some of their platforms, so by the way, Sikion is a SIEM, and Sentinel is also a SIEM, but Sentinel is owned by Microsoft. So when they're showing me that, I don't understand. I don't even know what I was looking for. So there's no way, imagine, and you are there to help organization build their resistance to threats, but you cannot even point out, this there's an issue here, because you don't even understand their environment, you don't understand those tools they are using. So there's no way you can be of value without having some technical foundation pertaining to
I like the way you put it, Antipat. I really love the way you break that thing down, that it is less technical, but there's technical there, and I like that. I've also believed that once, I know when we were going back to secondary school, when people say I don't like maths and therefore I'll go to commercial class, and so later I would tell them, I said, well, if you escape mathematics in secondary school, you are going to meet further mathematics in the university or polytechnic that you're going. So better you embrace it, right? Better embrace it. And I also believe that the GRC person that is more technical is at a better advantage than a GR person that is less technical or that is non-technical. So like you have said, you identify that these are areas you need to plug, and you were doing your reading and foundational courses, you're taking them. I think that's, so that the word I picked out of that is, it is less technical, but it is still technical. Thank you for that. The last, I think our last question is on suggestions. So you basically develop yourself, you took courses, and I think you must be very lucky to have met Dr. Orlando, who is interested in your development, right? And some people don't have that opportunity. or that benefit of working in an organization where, in quotes, they want to kill you with training, right? Some, they don't train them at all. Now, I want you to speak to people who are working in organization. One, the first set is they don't train them at all, and they want to transition, and they're saying, you see now, Abiodun came on the call and he said the organization is training them. These people, I want if to train us now, they'll be sending us for Microsoft Excel training. What do you think people in that shoes we should do if, for instance, your organization don't train you, or if your organization is training you? How do you, make that training opportunity, even working in an organization, how do you make it work to your advantage up to the point where you are now able to transition? And I just want to pick something from your story where you were an accounting and audit analyst, and then they decide to take away accounting from you and employ another person and then let you focus on audits. So I know Dr. Nigel runs a consulting firm, so he would deploy you to the best place where you think that you are strong. What do you think people can gain from this experience? They are working currently, but this is not the kind of job they want to do. And also, I wanted to just laugh at your at your hacking. I said, maybe we should ask for another hacking to happen, because that seems to open up an opportunity for you. You basically turn a bad experience into a learning experience, and that was a good one, because if they can hack you, you're thinking, let me turn this thing around. And today, I think it was a very good turnaround for you. But I wanted to just speak to people that are in your shoes, and they are trying to find a way to get into cybersecurity.
Okay, thank you very much. So let me say, first things first, you need to have a drive for cybersecurity. So if you are saying, oh, you are going there for the money, trust me, the money will come. But then if you have not really developed yourself knowledge-wise, it will show, and you might not even develop, you just be in a particular role for life. Okay? You will just be there, So that means that what should drive you should be more than money. So first things first is probably desire to help others, because as your role as a cybersecurity analyst or consultant, auditor, what you are there for is to help others. So how do you help others? Depending on your role. As an auditor, you want to ensure that whatever gaps exist in the system, that won't make an organization achieve its objective. You want to make sure that you fix it. So you must be very, very, in a way, should I say selfless? Because what you are doing is not really helping you, it's helping others. You are helping them fix gaps, you're helping them put in place custom or documentations, policies that will help the organization to operate in perpetuity, So you must be selfless. That's the first thing first, your ability to want to help others, your zeal. Yes, your zeal to want to help others, okay? So you must have that zeal. And I would say secondly, for those of us that, many of us that do not really have the opportunity to be in an organization that invests in personnel. So I think what I can suggest for us is that, the way the world is going now, at the end of the day, we need to help ourselves. So if your organization is not willing to help you, then you help yourself. And there are a lot of courses. In fact, there are a lot of registration. There's nothing I didn't do. I did ALS courses for 2 years back to back. ALS. So it was a free course. Then it was still free. I don't know if it's still free now. I took a AWS course. I did cloud practitioner. I did solution architecture, architect, from ALS, and I got the voucher free. I did, in fact, even the ALS, I did a lot. I did virtual, is it virtual manager or something? I did something of such. I did that of Cisco. I have a lot of badges, a lot of certifications. So there are a lot. What I'm trying to say is that there are a lot of platforms, or there are a lot of, should I say, there are a lot of programs now that is out there to help people. Even as I'm a guru like this, I'm still, at least as I'm a guru in, let me say, ISO 27001, probably ISO 22301 or ISO 20,000. I'm still constantly looking for internship that I won't even be paid. just to learn some things that I feel I don't know. So I'm constantly, in the market, you will just see that they drop an internship, something. I'm asking questions about it. How can I go about it? Be like, what did this man need this thing for? It's because I want to learn it. It's something I don't know. And if you are not growing your knowledge bank when it comes to cybersecurity, trust me, you will not grow, because this field is changing. It's not a static field. It's not like accounting, whereby the same balance sheet that you have been using, template you have been using for 10 years, that's what we are still using now. There's no changes. In fact, there are systems in place now that are even taking people's job, because what they needed you for, a system can just do it. The system can come up with the names of people that needs to be paid. It can come up with the invoices, can send emails. There are configurations for all of these things. But cybersecurity space, and that's why I always encourage people that, if you want to do cybersecurity, go all out for it. Because it's not a space that AI can replace us. It's not a space. So even AI that is coming, we the cybersecurity, first organization have started incorporating AI into your system. As a cybersecurity analyst, you need to look for a way or ways whereby there won't be loophole for hackers, for social engineers to, exploit the vulnerabilities in those AI. So you should not even be scared about AI. In fact, AI is even here to even help you with your job. Trust me, it's here to help you with your job. So what I would just say is that you need to be committed, you need to be driven, you need to be, so when we call cybersecurity, most people will be like, oh, the technical skills. No. In fact, there are a lot of soft skills that will help you out there. Your ability to communicate, your presentation skills. You need to develop those things, because you will present a lot. You will communicate with people, not just your colleague. You communicate with CEOs of organizations. You communicate with MDs of big organizations. You communicate a lot. So if you don't know how to communicate, or probably you are this one that you are shy, you can't be shy in cybersecurity. There are a lot of people that are very timid. They don't want to speak to people. Let me just stay at the back. You can't find that one in cybersecurity. In as much as the guys of even you are just a team player, there are days whereby the team lead will not be available, and you have to go and represent. So you need to constantly develop your knowledge bank. Always strive for, if you can't get the funds to take professional courses, at least enroll in free courses to build your knowledge. Till date, I still enroll in some free courses to enrich my knowledge. I still register for webinars, a lot of webinars, just to pick up one or two. Even if I'm picking one or two, that's an added advantage to me, because I'm not going to lose that knowledge. I'm going to apply it in other areas of my life. So you need to, of course, money is important too. Money is a big factor of why people want to go. So, and there's a lot of money in cybersecurity, regardless of whatever space you want to choose. So, and there's a lot of space, but you need to know which one exactly you want to do. Okay,
Thank you.
That's
thank you so much. I think I have my notes documented in terms of that aspect of relearning. And I hope our accountant will not be angry with that. That the template doesn't change much, but that's actually the truth. Cybersecurity is a very dynamic field. You've captured, you think that you already understand a particular tool today. Before you know it, another tool has come. So if you're familiar with this quadrant, Gartner quadrant, they publish tools frequently, and they will let you know which of the tool is the leading tool. Also, organizations are looking for tools that are cheaper. So you can be a master in one tool, but they can't afford it. They will just go for another one. So your ability to master different tools would also, and it's an element of your ability to relearn. Things that you don't know, are you willing to go and open your book and then make sure that you capture the knowledge, particularly the foundational things, especially if your background is not someone that has done the sciences, or the computer science, physics, mathematics, or engineering background. You want to make sure that you understand the foundation. I think I also like the idea that money is good. The field has money, but it's not enough. You have to desire more than money, because is a knowledge-driven field, and it is knowledge that will that ultimately drive you. The last thing I think I also remember is around people that are shy. And I think you are sharing from experience of maybe the lead auditor is not around, and then you are now supposed to go and present. So if you are shy, how do you speak to maybe the management of an organization that you have audited? I think my thought is you need to know the things that they are afraid of and approach them, because if you're afraid of the technical area, approach them with a plan. If you're afraid of, if you are timid or you are what they call people that are not, they don't like to speak out. They just like to do their own things silently. You can, if you are conservative, it won't help you. You probably will be hiding under some people's shadow. But if your mouth is closed, it's almost like somebody will be taking your shine. People that can speak, they will just take your shine. So you need to knowledge. I believe knowledge is a source of confidence. Once you know, you should be fine. You should be fine. All right. Thank you so much for this thought. I will just go to the chat in case there's any question. If you have any thoughts or any question you want to clarify from Abiodun, or any specific areas on GRC that you've been wanting to ask question around, we have the next, let me check our time. Yeah, we're doing very well. Thank you, Abiodun, for helping us manage the time. I think we have about 4 or 5 minutes to go, and then we'll be cool. We'll be cool to close the call. So if you have any question, just drop it in the chat, and then I'll go to the next slide now. I'll pick up any question if there is. So thankfully we've been able to sort out the first and the second edition for January. So 100% in January. We will be speaking next on the 8th of February. We have our speaker already. Once I leave the call, finalize the documentation for this one, and then by midweek next week or so, we would have the flyer for the February 8th. But something I would like also to mention is that I am planning a weekly masterclass for CSMG. The masterclass would comprise of professionals who will be more or less like presenting introductory area, but is on the job, current topic, things that you would naturally go to interview to go and meet. They will be presenting them in like a masterclass, maybe about 45 minutes to 1 hour, 30 minutes. We'll be hosting them, and I've already secured some facilitator. I'm hoping that we can start in February. So it will be Thursdays. I'm trying to see if I can open up a flyer that I created. It will be Thursdays. We just have one person, maybe between 7 and 8 or so, come take us on a domain in cybersecurity or a current topic in cybersecurity. And the recording also, in case you are not able to join, the recording will also be uploaded. And like I also said in our group chat, that if, for instance, you would like to maybe demonstrate some or help people in the community, because what we're doing is to make sure enough people have experience in this field. If you think also that you may be able to add value to people, please reach out to me, and I will be glad to schedule you for a session to come and speak to people and share your thoughts around any topic of interest. We will be looking at things that people would maybe do on a day-to-day basis at a place of work. I can't find the flyer, but I think that's about that's about the announcement that I have to share. So by February, we should be able to launch out in February. Okay, I found it. Let me just put it in the slide. We should be able to launch out in February and then have 32. Sorry, I think this slide. Okay, let me clear up this slide. It's all right, I think I don't have any. I don't know if there's any question there, but I can't see any question in this in the slide or in the box. So I think Abiodun has given us a very good that people probably have spoken to all of their questions, but I just want to present the slide, and then the slide on the masterclass will be having. I've created a template or just a slide to share, and let me just go to my screen and present it. Give me a second. One, go. All right. So this is a slide. So this is a slide, is CSMG weekly masterclass. We'll be dealing with current topics on the job skills and live demonstrations. It will happen on Thursdays, and it will be at 7 p.m., 7 to 8 or 8:15, and we will publish it or upload it in the section in case you are unable to join. Sometimes it could just be somebody who is sitting alone and recording a session, and speaking as though he's speaking to a class, but you're recording in such a way that you'll be able to pick things, and then you may be able to reach out in case there are areas that you want to clear off. All right, thank you so much for joining us today, Abiodun. We appreciate your time, and appreciate you giving to the community and also helping other people to understand how you're able to make that transition. And thank you guys for joining. I think we've come to the end of today's cybersecurity cybersecurity mentoring group. Our next edition is 8th of February. We've already secured the audience of someone you are all familiar with, and you'll be sharing some thoughts with us again. Thank you, and do have a very, very wonderful weekend.